Hi and welcome to mission 3 of Skies Above the Reich 1942 campaign from GMT, and you've probably already seen the mission roles. I thought I'd truncate it a little bit to save time on the video. You know what to look for by now, and yeah, we've got we're still in our formation B on map 1 here. We've only got 4 fighters now. We need 4 ops points and put them in the standard positions here, and we need to roll for the escort still, of course, but this is outbound, and yeah, let's crack on with this. I ended up with 11 turns, 4 tactical points. Yeah, let's get on with it. So our first move, of course, we're going to put the these guys up on level. I was going to move these directly up to high and use a tactical point each, so we can move them there, but it does cost 1 tactical point each. We have 4, so yeah, we haven't used them much so far in this game. So let's use a couple and get us ready ready for an attack. Okay, so after that, the next relevant phase is escort. So we do our roll. And it's a 7. 7 for outbound is L5S. So the escorts will arrive on turn 5, and it will be light, and they will be Spitfires. Okay, so we'll get those when necessary on turn 5. So we've got a little time to play with here. Great. So no cohesion check. We've only got 1 damage on the bombers there. So around 2, turn 2. On turn 2, I'll move. We're going to approach here. So that's a low, and yeah. So the oh, actually, thinking about that. No, that's fine. That's great. Okay, so we didn't need to actually spend those points. Actually, that could have been level and comes in level. That's low. So actually, I'll save the 2 tactical points, and we'll just come in level here. Right, and that's our move. No escort phase at the moment. No cohesion, so we just go straight into attack. So we'll set that up. The 2 coming in here, and I think the same again, probably attacking either end. So I think we'll come in there and here initially to see what happens. That damage is only a 1, so it's not really that relevant here. And so we will turn. I think each one of these will be evasive. So we'll turn Grim evasive, and I think we'll turn Adamate evasive as well. These 2 guys have the aim, so they can add damage, so I think we'll keep those as the determined ones. Right, so we do our proximity check as usual. So for Dahl's group coming in from the nose, and we have a no impact. And for Clada's group coming in from oblique, another no impact. Oh, okay, so it could have been determined there, but never mind. Right, so we have to find out what manoeuvres we're going to do with these guys, and let's see. I think we'll coming in level here. I think we will we'll dive that way, and we will we'll climb straight, I think. No, we will climb this way. Try and get up to the nose. Okay, so we, I think, are all ready for the attack. to do what's the yeah. Oh, checking for advantage. Yeah, we do have element tack from more than one altitude and position, so we get a position marker. Yeah. So all ready to go with the burst. So we'll start with, I think, with dull. So we're determined. We're in box lethality 1, coming in from the nose and at level. So we are level, determined 1. Okay, so yeah, level 1. So it's C2 and a hit. So C is a collision check. And we have a proximity 3. So we need to roll dice, and if the number is less than that number, then a collision occurs. Let's roll that. A 9. So it's higher, collision avoided, so that's fine. So we have 2 hits, and this moves 2 damage on the bomber, and this moves 2 spaces from that card. Okay, so that's that one done. 2 hits then. Sorry, 1 hit, but we'll use his special ability to make it 2 hits. Okay, so we have 2 wings. So there's a wing without a number, so it automatically flips. And then this wing on a 10, if we roll a 10, it will knock the bomb, it will destroy the bomb. 5, no. So we just flip it over. Another 1. So 2 wing damages on that bomber. Right, next is Grim. Yes, with our lucky chap here. So we pick another nose, but this time level 1, but evasive. Level 1 evasive is just a move 2. There's no damage at all. Okay, never mind. So now we move to our other group there. We get Clara to go first, our determined. So that's oblique low and 1 again. Oblique low 1. So low, oblique, determined, sorry, 1. Low 1, determined, yes. So that's 1 space and a hit on us. Okay, that's not great at all. So 1 space forward. That puts him here. And we will cancel the hit with the position marker. Right, so, and now we've got Adamite with the oblique low, and this is evasive on 1. Oblique low evasive on 1, goes 1 spot, and he's got a hit, so that's great. I just thought Clara could have done his hit actually, his special ability. I think I'll do that first, and then I'll do this as well. So let's draw Clara's automatic aiming hit. We've got a fuselage 9. Let's roll that. 5, no, that's not 9 or more. So, elevator. Okay, that's a 3 damage. That's quite good. Okay, we've got another hit here for Adamate, and I think he'll break away. That's his ability. He'll break away to the evasive high nose box immediately, so he doesn't have to do the continuing fire, because he'd end up in this box, which is a 2 at the moment, which I'm not sure is a great idea. So his damage anyway on the bomber. is a automatic wing. So that's a wing 1 here. But we do have a lot of damage markers here, so we're going to have some cohesion problems for the formation. So, continuing fire. Right, we'll do it in the same order again. So we have Dahl here, the continuing fire, 1 determined. And we got 1 determined. It's not into the sun, so yeah, nothing happens. And for Grim is evasive on 1, and here we go. Evasive on 1, nothing. After continue, if diving or dive rolling, he is. If an escort marker is in below trailing station, attacks. So we don't actually have a escort on at the moment. They haven't arrived yet, so that's fine. We can ignore that. But that would have been quite nasty. So these guys, well, they were dive rolling, so they end up in these 2 boxes here. Okay, and our continuing fire for Clara here, that's on a 2. So we're on 2 and he's determined. Oh, okay, so that's a hit. If I'm dive rolling, he's not, he's climb rolling, so that is a hit, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we have to draw a hit marker. So a hit marker for Clara is a 2 fuselage. Oh, that's all right. That's a 2 is an easy one to deal with. We need to roll equal to or more than that to get rid of it. So just a scratch, I think. But yeah, Clara goes up there, and he has his 2 damage. Okay, so no fallen bombers, but decent amount of damage actually provided here, so that's quite good. And we move on to turn 3. Okay, so no move because everybody's in a return box. And on the return, we move. No escorts yet, and we're then on to recovery. So we need to roll for this fuselage damage here. So we need a bow of 2. Sorry, yeah, 9's fine. No problem. Shakes that off. And hang on, I got that wrong. These guys were here because they were diving, weren't they? Yes. So we should be there now, actually. Okay. Right. The only thing we have to do this turn is cohesion check. So we've got 5 damage markers here. So we roll. There's a cohesion effect on the formation. A 5. So yeah, they should do. No, it has to be less than the sum, doesn't it? So it needed a 4. So yeah, there's no effect. Just no effect. Right, so that's that turn again, and we move on to turn 4. Got 1 more turn until the escorts arrive, the Spitfires arrive. So move. I think we'll nip in and do an attack. I think with these 2 guys, while we've still got no escorts around, and see what happens. So that's our move and return. And all we need to do now is cohesion before we attack. So let's do that cohesion roll again. Less than a 5. 5 again. So yeah, hanging together. They're all hanging together. And so we do our attack. So we have a high nose. And we have a low oblique then. Right. Yeah, no collisions we need to worry about because there's only 1 fighter in each box. And what are we going to do for our manoeuvres? So I think this switching around from nose to oblique is quite good. Yeah, so we might do some climb rolling here with dial and some dive rolling with Clara. So these guys have used up their aiming skills, so they don't get the automatic damage again. We do get position. Two different altitudes and two different positions, so we do get the position marker. So let's do our burst rolls, our attacks. So we've got Clara first, which is an A1, nose determined, and they're high. So high, 1, nose determined, a hit and a damage. Okay, and goes 2 spots. So it ends up there. Can't really do, we can use the position advantage to cancel the damage. We'll do that. So we have one more hit on the bomber. Let's pick that out. We have an automatic fuselage, so there's no roll to do. It's a gunnery 1. Okay. Right, slowly chipping away. And now with Dahl over at the bottom there. So he's in 1 low, determined for oblique. So 1 low, determined oblique. Collision check, 1 space, and a hit. So the collision check, we'll pick out a chip for that. We have a proximity 2, so that's all right. Just need more than a 2. 7, that's fine. So no collision there, and we have our hit. So I'll put that card away, and our hit is an engine hit, engine 6. So yeah, if we roll greater, greater than or equal to that damage, yeah, let's see how we go. Yeah, a 10. So that becomes a 4. So, okay. So as we're doing the advanced game, we take these markers and we place them on the turn track on turn 4 with our fallen bomber marker, and place a fallen cohesion marker here. Moves on to there. So a result there, definitely. And now we can go on to continuing fire. So Clara is on a 1, and he is determined, and that's a blank. If climb or climb rolling, he's diving, so the engine sputter doesn't matter. Okay, so that's fine. He dive rolls on determined to here, and for Dahl, it was a 2, the bomb has fallen, so now it's a 1, so we're on a 1 determined, the same again. 1 determined is a hit if diving, change to evasive, so we're climbing, so no effect, so that is actually a hit, and we can't get rid of it, we use the position marker. So pulling a damage marker here, getting a lot more of these, and sorry, the damage marker is it's a 7 rudder. That doesn't sound good, but he climb rolls away to here, and that's the turn. So, turn 5. Escorts are going to arrive this turn. I think we might be able to nip in a couple of more attacks before they impact on us. But you never know. We'll see how they set up in the escort phase. So our move, I think we're going to do exactly the same thing here. And return, we do this. Escort is next. So we have our light Spitfire escort. So that's our 5 Spitfire counters here, and we roll on our escort setup to see what their distribution is. 5, 3 forward and 2 below. Okay, right, and now we roll for the 2 stations to see what moves about. So forward station, let's just move the camera a little bit so you can see that. Forward station is a 3, so 1 moves to above trailing, that's not good. And for the below trailing station, a 6. Flank level 8 to 10, so goes there, quite close to us. So we need to get away from there on our next move. Right, that's escort. So recovery. So recovery, we've got our rudder to see if we can shake that off here. Yeah, we need 7 or more. A 3 is definitely not it. So a rudder injury means that we need to put him into the fate box here. He's not coming back, and roll for him at the end of the mission. Okay, cohesion check now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counters on there. We've taken a few off because that bomber fell, but we need more than a 5. A 6. So that does mean that the formation is now loose. That gives us a -1 in general across the lethality of those boxes. Right, let's attack. Adamate coming in here now. Because everything is -1 now, thinking it might be an idea to the oblique attack to come here. We're attacking both the same bomber, in which case we'll do that and that. And so we just wondering, wondering whether we might end up at the tail now. I think Adamayat I think will dive straight. Grim will go to the nose, I think. So climb to the nose. Okay, no collision checks needed. Again, we do get position, so we get our advantage. And yeah, I think we just do the attack now. So we have nose high for Adamayat. We have nose high and a 0. Nose high, 0 determined. Nose high, 0 determined, 2 spaces and a hit. Great. That's the kind of card we like. So 2 spaces, he goes 1, 2 there, and we have a hit. And we have an engine hit here, a 5. Oh, that's a good chance of getting a full here. So let's roll for that. 0, yes. another fallen bomber. Okay, so let's just sort that out. Doing a lot better this mission than we were before. There's a lot more effects, so we will take all this damage and put it under another fallen bomber marker, and this will be in turn 5. Okay, and so there's nothing for Grim to hit, but he will have to still go through the whole rigmarole. So he's attacking on a 0, because the bomb's now actually fallen. 0 determined oblique low. 0 determined oblique low is a hit on him, so we'll use our advantage to get rid of that. Great. Now, continuing fire. Oh, where did he go? It was one space, so he ends up there. So there's 2 continuing fires to do. Adame at first, he used his breakaway ability already, so he's on a 0 determined. 0 determined is fine. Pull away. We are not climbing, so it doesn't matter. And for Grim, he's climb rolling on a 0 determined. We're not diving, so no effect. And climb, determine ends up there, and determine ends up there. Right, so that's the attack. We now have 2 fallen bombers. Interesting. But we also do have one of our chaps struggling home, trying to struggle home now. Next turn 6. So I think our done a lot of damage here already. I think our move, we only have one move, which is Clara here. I think instead of attacking, I think he needs to get away from this Spitfire. So I think he will actually go and chase down one of those bombers. Return, we do that. And then we go into escorts. So we have above trailing box. So everybody have to cross their fingers here. Above trailing table, a 3 tail high. So he's gone up there. Forward station. A 3 goes to above trailing, and below trailing station a 0 goes to above trailing. So they're kind of gathering above here, this guy we need to move as well. Okay, he actually stays where he is. He'll only move if there is a fighter adjacent, or another Spitfire comes to join him, and then he may peel off. So yeah, he'll just stick there. Okay, so next is cohesion. We roll for that. It's got 4 counters on it, so less than a 4, a 5. No, it'll stay as it is. And right, there's no attacks this turn, so we move on to turn 7. Right, our moves. So I'm thinking we may just chase these bombers now the escorts are around, and there's not that many turns left anyway. So Grim and Adamait will move to the turn track to chase down the bombers. All we have left, well, we have this Escort, but I'm not sure that's relevant to roll, and we just have our cohesion roll here as well. Let's just see how that goes. A 4, so no, nothing is there. We needed less than a 4. So that's the main part of the mission done. We now have to switch to pursuit. Just before the pursuit, just going to sort out what's going to happen to Dahl here with his rudder. So we are BF 109 on the rudder, and we roll on this chart, and that's pretty much it. So we are looking for a 7 to 10. 6 is not good enough. He crashes. So bailing out. Did he bail out? So we need high on this. A 6 is good enough. He bailed out, so he's fine. That's great. He's not wounded, so he's available next turn. Great. Right, here we are with the pursuit phase. First thing we do is we see if the fighters which followed the bombers down are able to intercept them. So we're going to get Clara to follow this guy down, and Adamant and Grim to follow that guy down. So each of those, there's a gap of 1 turn in between where the fighters have moved off and the bombers have fallen. So we need to roll for each one, and we need greater than that number of gap. So the gap is 1, so greater than 1. So if we do that for Clara first, a 2 just. Okay, he's able to intercept. And for Adamant, a 4. Yeah, he's there as well. Fine. So let's take them in temporal order, shall we? So let's take this bomber across with Clara. Okay. Right, so this bomber has 3 damage, a wing here, an engine here, and an elevator. Now immediately what sings out to me here is the elevator number 3 is bigger than that elevator 2. That actually means that the bomber has been destroyed. So yeah, there's no need to roll anything or do anything with this. So Clara actually goes home, and this is actually a destroyed bomber. Right, oh well, never mind. On to the next one, and well, that's a good thing, not never mind. So this other bomber, let's see what its circumstances is. It's got 4 damage on it, so 2 wing damage, a gunner, it's over here, and an engine. So we need to do some rolling here. Firstly, for the wing, we have 2 damage markers, so we check for fire there. 7 to 10 means the bomber's destroyed. So let's do that. 2, no, it's not destroyed. Here we have an engine, so that's on a 9 or a 10, it's destroyed. Previously, before the fighters got there. That's a 2, no, not destroyed. So that damage is there, but the bomber is still flying. Right, so we need to then go into what's known as the first pass. Actually, before that, we will transfer tactical points. So we have 4 tactical points. We didn't end up using any during the mission, so we can transfer that up to 4 here. And also, because we have 1 engine damage here, there's an extra 2 tactical points. Now, the tactical points here allow us to do moves. So the first pass, which is our first attack, is free. Then after that, any movement on the pursuit map actually takes tactical points to do. Nothing's free, if you like. Okay, so what are we going to do with our fighters? Well, One thing that's significant here is we have a gunner damage here, and that gives you a -1 on the lethality area. And as you can see, this is 0, 0, 0, 1. If there's one or more markers here, so therefore everything is 0. So I think the best place to go would be in the tail. However, there's one thing we do have to do, is we have to roll to see where the sun is. We re-roll that. It's nothing to do with the mission roll that we did before. So let's just do that, because that might change things. 0. 0 is the sun is here. Just get the sun marker. One of the sun markers here. The sun is here. That changes things. So maybe we want to come out of the sun. The out of the sun will give us a damage, a hit on us, like a bit like a position or a rotor. Give us a ability to survive a hit. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll have Adamite coming high. Here we'll come in level on the tail with Grim, because he's got the luck. Okay, so we do the attacks pretty much like we do in the standard mission. So, okay, you don't worry about collision checks, even if they are in the same space. And excuse me, we do check for advantages. So we do have two fighters, different positions, different altitudes. So we do get the position advantage as well. So we have the sun for Adamite to cancel a hit, and we also have position as well. And everything's on a 0. So this should be quite lucrative, but let's see. So let's do Adamite to start off with. So he's oblique high determined. Everybody's determined. We can be evasive, but there's no collision checks in this, so we'll stick with being determined. Yeah, so high, oblique, 0, determined. High, oblique, 0, determined. So we do have a collision check, and we ignore the 3, but there is a hit. So we'll do the hit. Well, let's do the collision check, shall we? First. So that's a collision with the bomber, so that can happen. But we do always have the out of the sun capability to take a loss, but let's see what happens. We have a proximity V. So the proximity V means veer. So ignore if evasive mode, but he's determined. Need to roll less than the number of fighters in the element. Treat that as a hit result. So there's only 1, so we need to roll a 0 to be hit. 9, no, definitely didn't hit. So we have to break away to return box. So right there, so he goes there. But we did get the hit, so let's find out what the hit is on the bomber. And we just look at damage now, so there's no fallen or catastrophe rolls here, just what the back of the thing is. So that's a fuselage 3. So fuselage 3 doesn't give us anything special, but what we do is we add, for accumulative damage, we add, as it says here, fuselage, cockpit, elevator, gunner, rudder and turret. So in this case, these two add together against that 8, but we're still on 4, so that's fine. So we have Grim here coming in level on the tail, determined on a 0. So tail, level, 0 determined. It's a hit and a damage. So we take a hit, but we'll use the position marker to cancel that, so we do have a damage. And let's see what the damage is. And we have a wing, so we have a third wing here. So yeah, that means that we do roll for fire again, and it's a 5 or a 10 that we will destroy the bomber. So roll that. A 2, no, it's still flying. And yeah, that's so it's determined, so it goes off to the return box, and that was our first pass. Now we have to start paying tactical points to be able to do some further attacks. So next thing we do is yeah, so to leave the box here, you see here, TP to exit this box is indicated on the destination space. So if we wanted to go back to this box here, that would cost us 2 TP. And I think we'll do that. So we'll bring Adamayet back up here. And I think we'll bring Grim back to where he was. That's another tactical point. That's cost us 3 tactical points to place us in the same place again. And we do pretty much the same attack. I think we're fine with that. So we have our position again as well. And so let's go through the combat again. So Adamayet has his out of the sun capability, and we'll do an oblique high determined on 0. Oblique high determined on 0. That's a hit and a damage. The hit we can cancel with the out of the sun, so it's a damage. The out of the sun goes. That's our fixes the hit. And we take a chip for the damage and see how we go. So the back is, that's another wing, and that's a 3. So if we look at this number here, that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is the wing collapses. So we don't even need to roll for fire. Then too much wing damage, and that bomber is destroyed. And I believe we probably still roll for pick a card for Grim. See what happens here, and it's a 0 level, and determined it's a hit. It's a hit on us and an R. So it's ride the tail. So ride the tail means that we can keep drawing cards. We're effectively sitting behind the bomber, still firing at it, but we don't need to do that. And the hit is cancelled by our position marker here. So both those guys get away, and Adamayet gets the kill on the bomber. Okay, so the end of that mission in total. So we ended up with 2 destroyed bombers, earned us 2 VPs because they were outbound rather than inbound. And the experience point earned for 2 destroyed bombers. So that's actually wrong. That should be 4 victory points for the 2 destroyed bombers, and that gives us a grand total of 7 EP. 2 VPs, because they were outbound, they're only worth 1 victory point. And for the pilot roster, so how the pilots are going. So the initial fall was Adamayet got 1 bomber and Dahl got the other, and then the other one destroyed itself on its own, but Adamayet did then come in and kill that bomber, destroyed, and got another 2 experience points here. So that's the current tally we have at the moment. So that's the end of the 3rd mission, and hope to see you for the 4th mission. Bye for now.